Welcome! It's time for you, the viewer, to break the lock on my history's mysteries and to bring colour and illumination to mysteries that have been around for centuries. To explain, I've been a guest speaker, cruise enhancement speaker on cruise ships all around the world for the past quarter of a century. My speciality has been history's mysteries, and my first three were the true identities of Jack the Ripper, the playwright William Shakespeare, and the man in the Iron Mask. And I've been guided by the thoughts and ideas of three very famous people. The first, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and the words of Sherlock Holmes. How often have I said to you that when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. The second quote from Arthur Schopenhauer: all truth passes through three stages. First, it's ridiculed. Second, it's violently opposed. And third, it is accepted as self-evident. The third is from the great scientist Albert Einstein. Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth. In my first talk, I showed that the actor William Shakespeare really did exist, but he was not the writer of the plays and sonnets. That was a different man, Edward de Vere, 17th Earl of Oxford. My second mystery is about the man in the Iron Mask, who was in fact called Eustache Desjeux. But he was a blood relative of Louis XIV of France, who imprisoned him for over 30 years. And my third revealed identity was of the killer, the serial killer in Whitechapel and Spitalfields in London in the 1880s, Jack the Ripper, who was in fact a man called James Kenneth Stephen. He went to Eton, he went to Cambridge. His father was a High Court judge. He was a failed poet, he was a failed lawyer, and he killed 7 women. 3 men whose names have been hidden for centuries. Man in the Iron Mask, the playwright Shakespeare, and Jack the Ripper, aka James Kenneth Stephen. 2 murdered, 1 incarcerated, through the power and autocracy of 3 different kings: James I of England, 6th of Scotland, Louis XIV of France, and Edward VII of England. Kings who had absolute power and autocracy. James I of England and 6th of Scotland, Louis XIV of France, and Edward VII of England. These 3 had the power and the motive, means and opportunity to either murder or incarcerate the other 3, whose identities have remained unknown over the centuries. And the 3 books which will reveal much more detail about the identities of William Shakespeare the playwright, James Kenneth Stephen, aka Jack the Ripper, and Eustache Desjeux, the prisoner in the Iron Mask, will follow. Now, over the next few years, different stories will come about on History's Mysteries. The first would be about Figgy pudding and Withershins pudding, and the second about trolls. Then we'll hear about European genocide of the Cathars by the Catholic Church in the 12th century, and an incredible link between that and the Marseilles Tarot cards. And then we'll decode the very special message on the Shugbrough Monument in Staffordshire, England. The 19th century priest Berenguer Sauniere had a secret that was actually mentioned in Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code. What was that secret? And what was the link to psilocybin mushrooms and the Amanita muscaria, or the fairy mushroom. How the Vikings discovered North America will be my next offering, and then a decoding of the graffiti which has been found in Royston Cave in England. Later on, I'll look with you and explore the story of Atlantis and the sinking of a continent some 10 to 12,000 years ago, and then open my book of alchemy and explain its true meaning. So come and let me open my History's Mysteries book for you, and let's explore together, if you dare. We'll travel through centuries of time, and with the power and intelligence of the internet, gain knowledge to answer questions. I'll answer your questions, and you in turn can question my answers. Let's travel together.